Hi guys, welcome to the week 11 video lesson for Group Piano 2. We're going to go ahead and jump right in with something that is just a little bit of a new concept, new topic. Hopefully something that you're pretty familiar with from your theory classes, but will be new for playing on the piano. And that is our seventh chords and the 5 types of seventh chords. So basically if we go over and we're going to jump ahead a little bit in the book over to page 284. In Unit 23, talking about seventh chords. So basically, if we think about a seventh chord, a regular triad, we have the root, which could, for example, in C major triad, we'd have C as the root. Then I add a third on top, which is E. Then I add a fifth above C, which is G. And then I can add another note above, a seventh above the root, to create a seventh chord. So a seventh chord has 4 pitches instead of 3 in a traditional triad. And depending on the order of major and minor thirds and the intervals above each, in each of the intervals above the root, that's going to create one of 5 types of seventh chords. So when we have a major triad, and then a major seventh interval above the root. So in C, that would be a C, E, B, or C, E, G, B natural. That's a major seventh triad. So go ahead and look at 12-1 on page 284. You're going to play a C major 7 with both hands. Then you're going to go up to an F major 7. So major triad, major 7, F, A, C, E. Then you're going to go up to G major 7. So major triad, major 7, that's going to mean a G, B, D, F sharp. And then you're going to go back down to your C. So now if we want to create a dominant seventh chord, also known as a major minor seventh chord, we're going to take a major triad and add a minor seventh above the root. So in C, that would be C, E, G, B flat. For F dominant 7, that would be F, A, C, E flat. For G7, that would be G, B, D, F. And then back to your C7. So notice how these are notated as well. So when we have a major seventh chord, it's going to say C maj, M-A-J, 7. For a dominant seventh chord, it's just C7. That's the most common type of seventh chord, so we just abbreviate it as C7. Now, if we want to create a minor seventh chord, C little m7, we're going to take a minor triad and a minor seventh. Then for F, so for C major, that would be, or for C minor 7, that would be C, E flat, G, B flat. For F minor 7, it would be F, A flat, C, E flat. For G minor 7, G, B flat, D, F. Back to C. So minor triad, minor 7. So for a half diminished seventh chord, which you see is notated C, little m7, parentheses, flat 5, you're going to take a diminished triad and a minor 7th. So for C, that would be C, E flat, G flat, B flat. For F minor 7, it'd be C, or F, A flat, C flat, E flat. For G minor 7, it would be G, B flat, D flat, F. So diminished triad, minor 7. And the last one, which is a little bit more complicated, C fully diminished seventh chord, which is C dim 7, or C with the degrees symbol 7. You're going to take a diminished triad and then a diminished seventh, which means you take that minor seventh interval and you bring it down even one more half step. So in C, that would be C, E flat, G flat, B double flat. For F diminished 7, it'd be F, A flat, C flat, E double flat. For G diminished 7, it would be G, B flat, D flat, F flat, and then back to your C flat. Another way to think about a diminished seventh chord is that it's all minor thirds. So a minor third, build a minor third, build a minor third. All minor thirds going up. So what you're going to be playing for the assignment is over on page 287, you're going to be playing the first, how many measures? 7, 8, 9, 10. First 10 measures of this page here in each of the keys that are listed. So you're going to be playing it in C, D, and E, this 5 types of 7th chords. So you're just going to play through, and I'll show you the C major, the D major, and the E major. So starting with C major, you're just going to, again, follow along from page 287, starting in measure 1, and we're just going to stop in measure 10. Because they're showing you doing transposing going down by step, and we're not going to do it that way. We're going to transpose it up by step. So you're going to start with at the beginning here, and you're just going to play major, triad, major, 7th, blocked chord, major, triad, minor, 7th, C minor, dominant 7, minor, triad, minor, 7th, diminished, triad, or minor 7th, diminished, triad, diminished, 7th. So now going up to D, so we're just going to think about our key signature, 2 sharps, F sharp, and C sharp, so that C major 7 at the beginning is going to have a C sharp on top. Very common mistake is to accidentally do a dominant 7th for your first chord. It has to be a major 7th on top for the first one. So here's D, major, triad, major, 7th, major, triad, minor, 7th, minor, triad, minor, 7th, diminished, triad, minor, 7th, diminished, triad, diminished, 7th, oh wait, no, I did that wrong, diminished, triad, minor, 7th, diminished, triad, diminished, 7th. There we go. Now up to E. So again, we're going to have that D sharp on top for the first chord. Major, triad, major, 7th, major, triad, minor, 7th, minor, triad, minor, 7th, diminished, triad, minor, 7th, diminished, triad, diminished, 7th. And there you go. That's what you're going to do for this week, for those 5 types of 7th chords. So then jumping back to our unit for this week, we're going to take a look at our scales that we're going to be doing. So we're now learning about the group 3 minor scales. So we're going to start over on page 273, and we're going to be playing our minor scales, our harmonic minor F sharp and C sharp harmonic minor scales. So remember, that means that we take the key signature, and to make it a harmonic minor, we're going to add the sharp 7 to this. So for our key of F sharp, we're going to have F sharps, G sharps, and C sharps. And then to make it harmonic minor, we're going to add E sharps, so that we have that half step leading up to the first note. So I will go ahead and say through the scales, hand separately, the right hand first and then the left hand, and I will just say the finger numbers out loud again for these. So read along with the notes really carefully, focus on the accidentals, focus on the key signature, and just like with the other ones, this one says start on 3-4, you can also start on 2-3, it doesn't matter. So here we go with the F sharp harmonic minor scale right hand. 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 3, 2, 1, 3, 2, 1, 4, 3, 2, 1, 3, 2, 1, 3, 2 or 4, 3 doesn't matter. Left hand. 4, 3, 2, 1, 3, 2, 1. No, I did melodic minor. 4, 3, 2, 1, 3, 2, 1, 4, 3, 2, 1, 3, 2, 1, 2 or 4 doesn't matter. 2, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 4. Then the arpeggio, again, starting on 2 or 4 doesn't matter. 2, 1, 2, 4, 1, 2, 4. 4, 2, 1, 4, 2, 1, 2 or 4 doesn't matter. Left hand. 2, 1, 4, 2, 1, 4, 2. 2, 4, 1, 2, 4, 1, 2. Then we're going to do C sharp minor, and again, same thing. I'll say our finger numbers. This one also has you starting on 2 or on 3, 4. I think it's easier to start on 2, 3. So here we go with the right hand. 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2. Careful. 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. 3, 2, 1, 3, 2, 1, 4, 3, 2, 1, 3, 2, 1, 3, 2, 4, 3 doesn't matter. Left hand. 3, 2, 1, 4, 3, 2, 1, 3, 2, 1, 4, 3, 2, 1, 2 or 3 doesn't matter. 2, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3. Arpeggio. I start on 2 as I start on 4. 2, 1, 2, 4, 1, 2, 4. 4, 2, 1, 4, 2, 1, 2. Left hand. 2, 1, 4, 2, 1, 4, 2. 2, 4, 1, 2, 4, 1, 2. Great. So now we'll jump into the rest of the content for this unit. So the solo rep is pretty exciting. We have theme from Moonlight Sonata, and this is edited to make it easier, but it's not that edited, and it really does sound, it sounds pretty good. You know, I think that this is a really impressive piece to learn, and definitely one that you would probably enjoy getting to show friends and family, and it looks pretty complicated, but it really does go quite slow. You really don't have to play it fast. We do have 4 sharps, and there's quite a few accidentals throughout, so that is one thing to consider. And then we also have these big octaves in the left hand, so just make sure to keep your wrist nice and relaxed, and those should be pretty easy. So I'll go ahead and just demonstrate this through. The second page, you know, they normally have those really nice low octaves during that section, but they've eliminated that to make it easier. So the second page sounds a little different than the real thing, but that's okay. Here we go from the beginning. Again, really not too fast with this one. Just gorgeous, a classic, a beloved piece for a very good reason. So that would be one of the options that you could do for the final exam for the solo rep if you wanted. So lots of time to prepare and definitely a dramatic solo repertoire to sort of represent your first year of piano class. So over on page 278, we have some of these technique activities. Again, these are practicing really just some of those finger switches that we are employing in the sharp minor scales. So this would be good, again, if you find that your fingers are a little bit awkward following the finger patterns on the scales. These would be some excellent ones to try to just get your dexterity and your ability to follow the fingering cues properly. This will definitely help. So now we'll look over at the reading exercises, just 2 options for this week. So I'll just play both of them through and then you'll pick which one you want to do. Again, no transposition required for the reading exercises, but you could certainly try transposing it to just give yourself a little bit of a challenge. So here is number 1. Very simple. And here is number 2. Very nice. And then we'll go over and we have 2 harmonization options for this week. And I will, again, just like we did, no, actually, because there's only 2 of them, I'll just demonstrate both of them. Again, these are getting a little bit more complicated, so you might want to take a little bit more time on working through the chords and everything separately. For this first one here, this one is definitely a little bit easier. So we're in F sharp minor, and we just have our 1, 5, 6, 5, 1, 1, 5, 6, 5, 1, 1, 5, 6, 5, 1, 4, 6, 4, 5, 6, 5, 1. I'm not even going to worry about doing the melody separately because this one is pretty simple, just like a minor chord progression basically, so I'll just play this one through. Transpose up to G minor. So maybe just run through those chords really quick. And let's try it in G minor. Definitely the simpler of the 2, and if you want a little bit of a challenge, you could go ahead and look at number 2.